Welcome back to Digital Learning. I'm Connie Kolosey, Director of Media, Text, and Digital Learning, and today I have with me Beth Anderson and Dr. Jackie Hurley, and we are talking about reading intervention classes, and we're going to be moving here into this segment of the show on some of the digital tools that we have available to us to help students read. So how do our digital resources help kids learn to read better?
So we have programs that we have adopted through the state adoption process, and they have digital tools with them because these are adaptive programs where students take a pretest, it assigns them to a level, and then while they're working independently on the computer, whether it's at school or at home, they're working on what they need to correct their deficiency or increase their comprehension, because some students, of course, aren't far behind. Some students are right on the cusp of being on grade level. So these programs can take them where they are and move them ahead, or if they are far behind, they can take them from their place and remediate until they have caught up.
And so you have a class of 22 or 25 students who are at some point of behind, whatever that is. And in the old days, we just plow through and we're teaching to all of them. And they each have different aspects of deficiency.
Yes.
Right. So, Jackie, what are the programs that you're using, the digital programs that you're using in high school?
So in 9th and 10th grade, we use a program called Reading Plus. And the goal is for it to increase students' reading fluency. It tracks like their eye movement and helps them become more fluent readers while increasing their comprehension. And then in 11th and 12th grade, we use Khan Academy, and we really ask the kids to be on satpractice.org.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about Khan Academy.
Khan Academy is it's a free resource we have. It's used actually through our ELA classes. We use it in some of our test prep classes as well, and it just helps the kids with they identify the areas of need, and they can focus on those to improve their skills.
And it's targeted to the needs on the SAT test.
It is. So it's linked to if the student took the PSAT in 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, if they have taken any SAT tests, all of that data is in there, plus any practice tests that they take and any practice modules. All that data is in there about an individual student. So my practice would look different than Beth's practice.
So Beth, what are the applications that you're using at the middle school level?
We use Read 180, and that platform has changed quite a bit over the years. We've been using this for a very long time. We also use iReady, which is new. It's been formulated and put together since the Florida standards were put into place. So what these two programs do is we use the Read 180 to help remediate students with a deficiency far below grade level. So they're in a double period of reading, and they take a placement test, and they are able to work at their level. Now, Read 180, when they get onto the computer, what's really awesome about the new platform is they're able to pick the topic that they work with. So if they're interested in music, or if they're interested in some type of science area, or any other related art or sports, or they can pick that to work on first. So that's really helps them, captivate them and make them more willing to work on the program.
So when they're in the program and they're reading these passages, and we just touched a little bit before on below grade level or grade level tests, what level of text are they accessing when they're working by themselves?
Okay, this is at their instructional level. So there's the independent level, which is a little bit lower than what their instructional level would be. The work that they're doing is at their instructional level because the program does support them with scaffolds. It's not at it's not at grade level. It's at their instructional level. So if their instructional level is around a 3rd grade text, it would offer them 3rd grade text to work on. So even if their reading level is maybe 2nd grade. So that's how that works. This program delves deeply into word work. So a lot of aspects to get them to spell the words correctly, to see how the different phonemes work, see how the word is important to that text, and then they can reach the success zone, which is a great end to the workshop that they work through, and then they can celebrate success. They have to record their fluency during the success zone, and they have
Literally
to
record their talking.
literally record into a machine, and the teacher can hear how they read. And they practice on fluency throughout their work through the workshop, but on the success zone they do their final recording. And they hope that, of course, the fluency has improved quite drastically throughout the work.
So how is iReady different than Read 180?
So iReady is for the students who are, it can be used for students that are far behind, but we use it for students who are just on the cusp of getting to grade level. The reason why is because it's very standards based. When you get on, it offers texts that are, and activities that are very closely related to what you would be doing in language arts for the reading standards. It has the students do close reading, which is really repeated readings of maybe a difficult or shorter piece of text that might be an excerpt from a piece of literature, or something that would be informational that they might see in a science or social studies class. So these hone in on reading skills that help them with tasks that they would do in language arts, looking at author's craft, looking at synthesizing texts, and of course central idea and how characters interact is important too. Mm-hmm.
Again, we're asking students that have a history of not reading well to sit down and do some reading. It's some pretty hard cognitive work, some
Yes.
thinking. What would motivate a secondary child, a teenager, to do this work?
We do a lot of goal setting in high school and celebrating their success, celebrating their progress throughout the program, especially in Reading Plus. I have a tool that we use with the students if you'd like to see it.
Yeah. Let's see it.
So this is something we use to help the students, perhaps. So one of the goals in Reading Plus is to get what's called a combo, and that means I have read 2 passages in a row and answered questions at 80% or higher proficiency. And so if I need, say I'm in 9th grade and I'm reading at a 7th grade reading level, and the program tells me I need 5 combos to level up. So I need to level up to 8th grade, and then I need to level up to 9th grade. Well, I need 2 level gains to get to my personal grade level. This shows me how many lessons I'm doing a week, how many combos I have a chance to get, and then how long it's going to actually take me to get on grade level. Because our purpose, our goal for them is to get to themselves to grade level and then to be practicing at grade level. This is just practice for them. The real instruction comes from their small group with the teacher, and then this is just reinforcing all of that instruction.
So to help me read this chart here, let me make sure I understand it. So I need to level up 2 levels because I'm reading in a 7th grade, so I need to get to 8th grade, then 9th grade.
Mm-hmm.
And if I were to do 4 to 5 lessons in a week, and possible number of combos each week.
So that is if I'm practicing at an optimal level. If I do 4 lessons a week, I have the opportunity to get 2 combos because a combo is 2 in a row. So if I do really, really well, I get 80% or higher on all 4 of the passages that I read. I could get 2 combos that week. And so in 6 weeks or in 1.5 months, I could go from 7th grade to 9th grade.
It's because I've practiced, I've reached proficiency at that level, and the computer is tracking all of this. Mm-hmm. And so how does this help students to have this goal setting?
So it really shows them where they are and where they need to be and what they need to do to get there. So it's one of the things I really like about the program, and what we've found that the kids actually really like about it, because it's very clear to them. This is where I am. This is where I need to be. This is what I need to do to get there. That in itself is motivating. It's very clear for them. It gives them a purpose. It gives them a goal to reach.
Is it difficult? I guess probably it is difficult to get as much time as you need in a 90-minute class or in a 45-minute class period for reading. So if students and parents are interested in doing some of this work outside of class, what is the opportunity to do that?
Yeah, they absolutely can do it at home. As a matter of fact, over the holidays, we encourage the students to work at home, especially the intensive students to work at home. They have access to their programs at home, and there is, through the PCS website, if they go on to the Clever at Home.
Let's take a quick look.
Okay.
Let's see. Because
Let's
we
do
want
it.
people to know this.
Yes.
Because it is possible that 13-year-old Susie would get home and mom would say, we got some work to do, and Susie, I have no idea what to do.
Right.
That would maybe happen, right?
Oh, yeah.
So let's go to the Chrome, probably. Just go to and open up
That
the
has-
PCSB website, or do you already
just go
have
to the
it open?
PCSB website. Okay.
So this is just our main landing page, pcsb.org.
Yep.
And if we slide down a bit until we can see the quick links over on the site shortcuts over there, and one of those is Clever.
Yes.
And when we link on Clever, we get this information of Clever at Home. And it explains what Clever is, and then we click here to enter into Clever. Now here's the crazy thing, we can't get into Clever.
Correct. We're not students.
We're not students. So we would like to show our audience what they would see, but they can't. But your child
Yes.
would click on Active Directory, enter their district credentials,
Yes.
which is their R2D2 and their new or old password, whichever they have,
Right.
and off they go.
Off they go. They are shown little icons of all the different applications that they have access to, and then they click on the application that they will work on, whether it's iReady or HMH Intervention, which is Read 180, or Reading Plus.
or Khan.
Yep.
And so can we track when they're at home? Does the program track when they're at home?
Yes, it
The
does.
program tracks it. Yes, it does.
All right.
It's very handy. And as well, we have on HMH Intervention, all students, no matter if they're in intervention classes or not, can log on and do reading counts quizzes, which is amazing because they can read any book title that has a quiz. Most books have quizzes. It would be hard to find a book that doesn't. When they arrive on Clever at Home, it gives them all the different applications that they can access. All students, whether or not they're in reading intervention classes or not, can access HMH Intervention to take reading counts quizzes.
At home?
At home.
Oh.
Yes, and they can read any title, then they can log on to their HMH Intervention, click on Reading Counts, which is clear where that is. It says Reading Counts, it's a little blue button, and they can take a reading counts quiz, and that is also tracked. And their reading and language arts teachers can track how many reading counts quizzes they take.
So what kind of technology is required to do this?
You know, you can do it on any laptop, desktop. You can use your cell phone, iPads, tablets. It's really what is great about Clever and all the programs that we have available is that they are supported by multiple devices.
Okay. Well, you all have been on the battle lines of this for quite some time, and each year we see the district scores inch, and it's not a magic wand, and it's kind of a progression, starts in elementary and comes up, but I know that you do great work in supporting your teachers, and I know they appreciate you, and so
We appreciate them.
Yeah,
Yes.
we sure do. They have a hard job.
they do.
They do.
Read 180, iReady, Reading Plus, all these things are accessible to students at home through Clever on the main district website. And stay tuned next time as we take another look at Kings Highway, their use of Nearpod. Join us.